Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay? Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we've got the Libra energy. This is justice, or the adjustment card. A lot of balance here. And I wonder if there's a lot of discernment, a lot of balance, a lot of being able to judge what is meant for us, right? Being able to perceive from that higher wisdom, that tells you when something is supposed to be in your life and urges you to commit to it, right? Let's see what's going on with that. Let's put it into some context. We've got a 10 of Wands. This could be a bit of a partnership here. We've got the 9 of Wands to a 10 of Wands. So, we got it. Look at that. We have 8, 9, and 10 of Wands. And that leads to an Ace of Discs and the Sun card. And the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God. And a 4 of... Okay, yeah, I kind of see what's going on here. I feel as if you're involved in some sort of business, or it's a financial situation, it seems like. I mean, just with these Wheel of Fortune and with the Ace of Pentacles, this is going to be really good. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith Wave Tarot. We're going to put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, right? It will give us the confirmation that we need, okay? And if at any point during the reading you think you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments below, all right? Let's do it together as a group exercise in intuition, okay? But first, let's take a look around, because I see 3 major arcana energies. I love when we get, our trinity here. We've got the adjustment, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and we've got the Sun. So I almost wonder if this is really this is a union. This is a contract. This is almost a soul contract. I feel like this is a union. This is a partnership, perhaps, that is going to have, seems like very, very, very promising physical, financial rewards to it. Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, we've got the Ace to a 4 of Pentacles. It's really going to stabilize your life. I think this is financial security, right? It could be a windfall of money. It could be a new partnership really opens up this pathway. And it could be you connecting with a new business idea. It could be you connecting with a business partner, sure. It could be you connecting with a certain job or promotion or a company that you've been, trying to hook up with, or just breaking into the industry that you want to connect with, right? But there's a lot of, this is kind of an official partnership here. Leads to a lot of this wonderful external success, right? But it also leads to this Sun card, and I feel like this is your spiritual success. This is your internal rewards from this. So not only is it something that you, I think, are embarking upon for your kind of financial security, but it's also going to be intensely rewarding personally, spiritually for you. Our cat Pudgy is here also to confirm this. It seems like he wants in on this deal here. We definitely have our fire energy, so we've got our work cut out for us. It is through your efforts that this opportunity is coming about, right? It's nothing that's just being handed to you. I think it's been building up through a series of very wise choices. Okay, very wise choices. Now, we don't have any water energy except for this 5 of Cups. It's in a natural position underneath everything. there's always a little bit of worry that things aren't going to go right. We do have our air energy, which it's right where it needs to be too. It's in the position of your environment. There is obviously a lot of communication involved with something like this, a lot of dialogue, a lot of information being shared. And we have to be able to sort through all of that and make the right connections. And we got to build a rapport with people and just with our environment generally, right? If we're going to really maximize this opportunity. And of course, we have our earth energy, which, are these wonderful cards right here. So overall, it's pretty balanced. I think everything is right where it needs to be. Let's look at what the 10 of Wands might signify for you. It feels to me like this is this is you getting to the end of your rope, I think. I feel as if this couldn't come at a better time for you. This success, this opportunity, this partnership, or this union, right? Or this decision that you're making. This financial security is what we're calling it. It's coming at the right time because I feel as if you are this close to throwing in the towel, this close to just saying, I've had enough, right? But something is urging you on to just give it, just to dig deep in your reserve tank and give it that extra push, right? And I think that there's a reason why this is so important to you, not only because of the obvious, kind of financial life security, to get that stability with that Four of Pentacles at the end, to get our Sun card, to get our kind of self-illumination. There's another reason too, and I think that this is for having this kind of success is going to allow you a lot of freedom in your life, a lot of creative freedom, a lot of spiritual freedom, freedom to be yourself. See, the 10 of Wands sometimes talks about codependence, right? And I think that this is your effort to really break free of that and be completely and totally self-reliant, okay? Which I think you are by nature. We've got a 9 of Wands here in the past position. This is this is independence, right? And this might be codependence. But I think what we're translating this into, instead of codependence, this is now an interdependence. This is you realizing that you can be independent and strong and self-possessed and self-directed, while also being part of the whole system, right? Also by focusing on the ecology. Where do you fit in? How do your decisions affect the whole? It's a lot different than codependence, right? It's this interdependence. So the 9 of Wands, this is a real inner strength. And this comes from you knowing what you want to do, right? Not just what you feel like doing on any particular day. That's not what I mean. I mean a really deep certainty of your path in life. There's the connection with the moon here, okay? And this is really having that inner certainty about what you're doing, why you're doing it. There's a real commitment, a real dedication to your life path. And this is strength, right? This is the strength and the resolve that we need to battle these kinds of thoughts and feelings, right? A 5 of Cups. The uncertainty of things, the emotional ebb and flow that we feel, right? Especially when we're doing something that is, it feels like we're kind of stepping out onto our own. But at the same time, now we are responsible for building this rapport, building this network, making these associations, and really being the CEO of our own life, really. Right? You're the CEO, the CFO, the COO, all the O's and C's, right? So there's a little bit more at stake now, right? Because you're making the decisions. You're calling the shots. This is the kind of independence that you want, but it also requires that, we build supportive relationships. Even if this is a business, you need good relationships with your vendors, with your customers, with your other employees, like whatever's going on. This might not be anything directly business related, but as far as the financial situation goes, which it seems there's a strong financial component, at least for a lot of you. This requires that you make wise decisions, right? What to do with this, how to achieve this. Making the right connections, the right decisions, networking, building the rapport that is going to allow you to fully maximize the potential that we see, especially when we bring the Wheel of Fortune into it. Okay, which we'll get to in a minute. We've got the Eight of Wands up here at the top of the Path of the Dove. Okay. And this, I think, is this is some excitement that this almost like a daydream, I feel, you know? It's like you are already anticipating all the wonderful ways that you're going to get to spend your money, but express yourself, be creative, right? This is a lot of options. This is kind of the freedom that says, I'm standing right here. I can go in any direction I want now, right? This is kind of like, this is that realization that, oh man, I can do all these things now. Like the limits have been removed. The restraints have been removed, right? So we can go toward any point on the compass here with our will, with our intention, with our energy, right? With this fire. The problem with this card, though, is that sometimes it can cause a little anxiety. When there are too many options, right? When there is kind of equal intention, equal will, equal enthusiasm for every direction, how do you choose? You might dabble here and then come back to the center. Dabble here and come back to the center. You might embark on this path for a little bit and think, oh, this one over here seems better. So there's so many options, and each one is just as nice. You know, it's a good problem to have anyway. But we've got to be on the lookout for that. Because sometimes that could prevent progress. You know, when there's too many options, we have a difficulty really narrowing down what we want to do or where we want to go. It's just kind of it's the excitement that can overwhelm us sometimes. But thankfully, you've got the Justice or Adjustment card here, so you're able to make connections. And I think you're making connections in not just an intellectual, rational way, but in a way that comes through true wisdom. You know, wisdom that has been distilled down from all of your past experiences. You know, this is major arcana. This isn't just like, even an Ace of Swords wouldn't be as good as this card. This is really, it almost feels like Spirit is making the decisions, right, and working through you. And it's just the way that you're doing all the right things, you're saying all the right things, you're making all the right connections, making all the right decisions, and that is bringing you this Ace of Pentacles going forward, right? This is like, this is the first dollar that you make in your business, and then you frame it and put it on the wall. This is that moment that sets all of this in motion. Right, this is the first dollar, the first coin. It's the symbol of all of the success that comes after it, right? And that's why people frame that first dollar. You know, it's kind of it acts as a talisman. You know, and I almost wonder if you have some sort of magical object that you keep in your pocket. You know, like a talisman of some kind. I'm kind of getting that feeling that maybe there is a special coin or a special figurine or something that you keep with you in your car. Maybe I don't know where that's coming from. But this is setting everything in motion. Maybe the car because of the Wheel of Fortune, right? This is the beginning of financial abundance for you. Okay, and this might come in the form of getting that promotion, getting that job, getting that contract, making that first sale, opening the doors to your business. This might be the first step that you take to build this business. This is like the first dollar that you put in your bank account, or the first dollar you put in your savings account, or the first dollar that you invest in something else. This is the moment. And I think it's difficult sometimes to see exactly what this moment is going to be until after the fact. Because then we can look back and say, oh yeah, that was the beginning of the rest of my life. That was the moment, So sometimes we see an ace and we think it's going to be it's going to be a standout. It's going to be an unmistakable moment that sets all of this off, right? But at the time, I don't think we can really pinpoint it and say, oh yeah, right now, this is that moment. Maybe you can. Especially if it's like, the grand opening or the first dollar, the first sale, the first product, or if it's, getting accepted into the program or the university or the job or the promote, whatever. But a lot of the time, it's not until after the fact when we're already sitting in our Four of Pentacles, sitting in our castle, and we look back and we think, that was the moment that everything began. And that's a good feeling. But just know that moment is happening right now for you. Okay? Now we're going to move to the path of the serpent, and as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. It doesn't cost you anything, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And also hit the like button, leave a comment for me, okay? I love reading the comments. So we have the sun, and this is your general energy. This is whatever you're doing, whatever your life plan is here, it really is something that is... it's a spiritual illumination. It is a union with your true self, your true purpose. It kind of makes you feel like a kid again. You're doing something you really love when it makes you feel like a kid again, And so this is the energy that just wants to keep doing it all day, all night, right? You never want to sleep, never want to eat. You just want to keep living in this moment of doing this thing. Doesn't hurt that it's making money. Right? So there's the external positive reinforcement, and there's also the internal positive reinforcement. It feels good. It brings you joy and bliss. It feels like an expression of your true self, right? Not only that, but the sun is also gold, right? The sun card very often talks about financial success, financial rewards, to the point where you're going to maybe kind of feel like a big shot, okay? So we have to be ready for that. Be ready for things to really start taking off quickly. A lot of expansion very, very quickly. It's going to get hot in here, all right? Which is why we've got a Seven of Swords in the position of your environment, because you have to not be distracted by all the trappings of success, right? And not get blinded by your own light, so to speak, with the Sun card here. We've got to be careful with our communication. We have to continue to build rapport. See, we're going from this very strong and inspired and very discerning adjustment energy to a Seven of Swords. So it's like, let's be careful with this. All right, let's be careful. In fact, let's be extra careful and do a Language of Flowers affirmation card. Because I feel the Seven of Swords, it's really trying to stay on track. So I almost feel like, don't get caught up in the trappings of success. Keep your goal in mind. Don't get distracted by all of the glitz and glamour of it. It's almost a card that says, stay humble, stay frugal. Don't really let this success, oh, that was the one. Don't let it change you. Compassion. Tread a little more tenderly. Yeah, because maybe with success there comes a little bit of ego, which kind of is an aspect of the Sun card too. It can be an overweening pride here with the Sun. So don't forget to be compassionate and focus on your relationships, right? Because we've got this air connection with these two, and this Seven of Swords is in the environment. So it's important for you to maintain and strengthen not only your personal relationships, but professional relationships too. Okay. Now, the heart and soul of the reading, the Wheel of Fortune. This almost always means financial success. It almost always means growth, expansion, and improvement of circumstances. Okay. And this card's in the position of your obstacle, your fear, and your worry. This card also talks about trust. So I think there's a difficulty for you trusting that this is real, believing that it's true. As it's happening, you kind of want to pinch yourself, But this card is asking for your trust. Have faith. Have faith that this is happening, right? It's not a dream. It's not going to be taken away from you. It's not just a cruel joke from the universe. It's real, okay? And as real gets, the Four of Pentacles. Everything is in balance. Everything is manifested on this plane, and it results in a stability, safety, security, stability. This is your health and wealth, fitness, and finances. Okay? This is a real strong foundation. This is everything kind of being solid, And it's interesting that after all of this, we kind of see, things are coming down to the concrete world here, right? And it's up to you, of course, to maintain your home, right? Maintain this structure, this solidification. But don't be too rigid about it, because if we look at these cards, we've got the Four of Pentacles, but we also have the Ace. So together, what do we have? Do the math, count my fingers. We have 5 Pentacles. And 5 Pentacles talks about change, fluctuation, being fluid. Right? Allowing for things to move. So the Four of Pentacles on its own is way too rigid, way too fixed and stuck, doesn't want to leave, doesn't want to change, doesn't want to adapt, doesn't want to have visitors, doesn't want to come out of its room, right? Too closed up. Eventually, this card turns into the Tower. And you know what happens to the Tower? It gets blasted, right? So we have to be careful. We have to allow for change, for development, for innovation. We have to allow for fluctuation, right? Just like with the Five of Cups is saying that, there's going to be good days and bad days, emotions come and go. There's ebb and flow, kind of to how we feel, to our moods, right? To the events of the real world that kind of affect how some days we just have a bad day. And, that's going to happen. But that does not take away from the overall success that you're going to experience. Okay. But we have to be open to change. We have to adapt to the times. We have to adapt to the flow of energy. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm very excited for this mystery card. I wonder if it's going to be another Wheel of Fortune. I'm thinking maybe a 9 or a 10 of discs. I feel earth energy. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments below. And, let's do it. Yeah, I'm thinking earth energy here. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. This is something that you have longed for. This is something that you have been dreaming of, right? And here it is, right? I think you've been dreaming of this Wheel of Fortune because that is, and it's, I should also mention that the Wheel of Fortune is also the Ace of Discs. They're almost the same. This is the idea. This is the above. This is the spiritual energy. This is the manifestation of it. Okay? So these are essentially the same above and below. The theory and the practice, right? The spirit and the letter. Heaven and earth here. So they're very much the same. And that is exactly what the Queen of Pentacles is holding on to. Holding on to. And I think this card, it very often talks about the past. I think in the past, you've been holding on to this ace, this Wheel of Fortune, and longing for it. Like looking at a picture of it and thinking, I need that, right? It's your dream. And now it's becoming manifest, right? This is a wonderful, wonderful confirmation. And this too connects with what I said in the beginning about how in the future you're going to be looking back and thinking that was the moment it all began. So I hope when you are wildly successful, you will look back at this reading, maybe send me a note, right? Say hi. Because I feel like this is the moment, this is the Ace of Pentacles that you will be looking at in the future and saying, yes, that was the moment, that was the time in my life. And maybe you can pinpoint it to a particular activity, right? A particular moment. But that's what you're going to be looking back on. So this is the fortune that you've been dreaming of. I'm very happy to bring this message to you. We're going to do an extended reading too. Click on the link in the corner. That will give you access to all of the extended readings. New Scorpio readings every Wednesday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. All right. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.